If I replace every single part of your car over time, is it still your car? Or have I accidentally built you a completely different vehicle? This question has been breaking philosophers' brains for over 2,000 years, and honestly, the more you think about it, the weirder it gets. It started with an ancient Greek legend about the hero Theseus and his ship, but it applies to literally everything around you, including you. Here's the original story. Theseus returns to Athens after slaying the Minotaur. The Athenians decide to preserve his ship as a monument, but ships don't last forever. So whenever a plank rots, they replace it with an identical new one. When the sail tears, they patch it with matching fabric. Over the years, every single original piece gets swapped out. The question is it still the same ship? Your gut probably says yes. It looks the same, serves the same purpose, has the same history. But here's where it gets weird. What if someone collected all those discarded original pieces and rebuilt them into a ship? Now, which one is the real Ship of Theseus? And here's the kicker, this isn't just some abstract thought experiment. This is happening to you right now. Every cell in your body gets replaced on different schedules. Your stomach lining, gone and rebuilt every few days. Your liver cells, about 300 to 500 days. Even your bone cells get completely swapped out every 7 to 10 years. The neurons in your brain are some of the few cells that stick around your whole life, but even they're constantly replacing their internal components. Want to really mess with your head? Try this. Look at a photo of yourself from 7 years ago. Almost every atom in your body today is different from the atoms that made up your body in that picture. Yet somehow, you're still you. But wait, it gets stranger. Your brain doesn't just replace its physical components, it rewrites your memories every time you access them. Neuroscientist Karim Nader discovered that remembering something actually makes that memory vulnerable to being altered. Each time you recall your first kiss or that embarrassing thing from high school, your brain literally reconstructs the memory with whatever thoughts and feelings you're having right now mixed in. So not only is your body a completely different collection of atoms, but your memories, the very thing that makes you feel like a continuous person, are being edited and rewritten constantly. The ancient Buddhist philosopher Nagarjuna saw this coming. He argued that the self is an illusion, a story we tell ourselves to create continuity where none actually exists. He called it dependent origination. Everything exists only in relation to everything else. Nothing has an independent, unchanging essence. Fun fact, this paradox shows up everywhere in modern life. Microsoft Word today contains almost no original code from the first version released in 1983, yet we still call it Microsoft Word. The city of London has been continuously inhabited for over 2,000 years, but every building, every street, every person has been replaced multiple times over. Is it the same city? Even companies struggle with this. When a business gets bought out and all the employees are replaced, but they keep the same name and logo, are customers dealing with the same company? Courts have to decide this stuff in real lawsuits. Here's a thought experiment you can try. Think about your childhood home. Now imagine your parents replacing one small thing like a doorknob. Still the same house, right? What about replacing the front door, the windows, the roof? At what exact point does it stop being your childhood home and become something else? The really mind-bending part is that this paradox reveals something profound about how we experience identity and change. We need continuity to function, to feel like we're the same person who made promises yesterday and has plans for tomorrow. But that continuity might be nothing more than a useful fiction our brains construct. Thomas Hobbes added another layer to this puzzle in the 1600s. He asked, what if both ships exist at the same time, the restored ship made from original parts and the maintained ship where parts were gradually replaced? Which one would you sail in if your life depended on it? So here's what keeps me up at night. If you're not the same person you were 7 years ago on a cellular level, and your memories from that time have been edited and rewritten, then who exactly is responsible for the promises that person made? Who gets credit for their achievements? Who should face consequences for their mistakes? Maybe the answer isn't which ship is real. Maybe the real question is why we're so desperate for things to stay the same in a universe where change is the only constant. Because the Ship of Theseus isn't just a puzzle about objects, it's a mirror reflecting our own fear of impermanence in a world where everything, including us, is always becoming something else.